Hi everyone, Bandanner here. I'm back from my holiday. I hope you all had a great week. I had a nice break. So, the plan today is to do last week's dev blog just for the sake of completion. This is blog 101, Army Generals AI Improvements, and then tomorrow we'll have a brand new dev blog that they should be releasing tomorrow as far as I'm aware. So, let's backtrack to last week and talk about the AI and Army General. So let's lift the tip of the veil, they say, on how AI works in WARNO's Army General mode. This look under the hood should give you a better understanding of how we intend to improve the AI in Army General. An Army General map is divided into various sectors. Each one features a status and is given a weight related to this status. A sector might be captured by a human player known as the eternally wicked enemy of the AI, with its status switched to be attacked. Likewise, a sector secured by the AI receives a to be defended status. The weight mentioned determines how important the sector is. For instance, a sector with an objective will have a much bigger weight than no man's land. The weight is influenced by each sector's status. A sector can have a high to be attacked weight when the AI needs to secure it, but a low to be defended weight once it is captured. At the beginning of the AI's turn, Army General pawns are assigned to capture or defend sectors. All pawns assigned to the same sector are collected as a single group. The more weight a sector has, the more pawns the AI will assign to it. The next subheading is how AI used to work. So, since the release of our first Army General campaign, Bruderkrieg, some major improvements have been made for playing against the AI and making it more challenging. The first is linked to how the AI attacks opponents' pawns. Originally, it went something like this. First, the enemy pawns in a sector to be attacked or defended are identified. Among these hostile forces, the AI would select one, the target, according to criteria such as its type, armor, infantry, artillery, and the attack or defense power. The AI would aim to attack this target, but only this one. Then the AI would move all the pawns from the group assigned to that sector. If possible, the idea was to have them take positions around all the opponent's pawns in the sector as well. Once the whole group had moved, the AI would check if it could mount an attack on the target, depending on the availability of friendly pawns, plus the predicted result, victory or defeat. A major inconvenience of this method was that the AI, if they had the opportunity, didn't assault an easy target. They weren't even considered. Moreover, it didn't try to optimize its movement, such as bringing as much attack power to bear against that target as it could. In the end, from an outside observer, it felt like the AI was not attacking the most efficient way it possibly could. So, the AI behavior was inherited from WARNO's predecessor, Steel Division 2's Army General mode. In our World War II game, pawns would attack a target from a distance without having to be in direct contact. Back then, this approach worked well. However, in WARNO's Army General campaign, it operates differently. Only artillery units can take part in the battle from a distance, or I guess aircraft, but they're separate anyway. So, the new AI way. This is why we reworked the algorithms completely, so from now on the AI in Army General works as follows. The AI considers every enemy pawn in the sector to be attacked or defended, listing them according to the type and power. For each potential target, it checks if it can move one or several pawns from the sector's group in order to attack the enemy with a favorable predicted outcome. If yes, the AI creates this subgroup, moves it, and attacks. It repeats this process until it can no longer attack, and hopefully those pesky humans have been vanquished. Once all the battles have been fought, the remaining pawns from the group, if any, are moved to surround any enemy pawns in the sector. This is the same as the older algorithm. The new way of doing things will be a major improvement, as it allows the AI to launch several attacks with the same group in a single turn. It will also allow attacks on isolated, easy targets. No more running away, human. And since movements have been optimized, the AI will be able to attack priority targets, usually the big enemy pawns, with the appropriate pawns. Previously, it would have moved unsuitable pawns that would not have launched an assault. There is, however, more to come, is the next subheading. Of course, they say improving the AI is never finished, and we are considering other improvements. The AI will be able to decide whether to remove an unsuitable pawn from a group and replace it with a stronger, fresher pawn if this means the attack will have a better predicted outcome. AI's pawn positioning will be improved in anticipation of the player's next move, much in the same vein as a chess player. Picture this: if the AI attacks a weak garrison and the proper amount of force is used to defeat it, but the human player has a strong reserve behind the garrison, ready to take the next turn, then the AI will take this potential counterattack into account. Another subheading is preventing cheesy tactics. So another update that has recently made its way into Army General is to prevent human players' cheesy tactics. Some pawns, especially helicopters, do not have a front line's influence value anymore. This means they can't push a side zone of influence. I think there's a typo in this next line. I think they're meaning to say it also means they can't move around enemy pawns, surround them, and cut off their supply. Because I think they're implying that it previously could do that and that they've stopped that now. As a negative effect, pawns finding themselves isolated behind enemy front lines would always prioritize reconnecting with their own side. This meant that helicopters would cross the front line only to move safely back immediately. From now on, pawns without influence will not be allowed to cross the front line unless it means taking a position to attack an enemy pawn. I've got to be honest, this entire section is really confusing. So I'm not quite sure if they're saying that now helicopters can't move past the line at all and they're stuck, but then it seems to imply that they can if they're attacking, but if they're attacking, they still need to move past the line in some... I really don't know. That's very confusing. We'll have to see what it's like in game. I think that's really badly worded. Okay, yeah, I've sat here and read it several more times, and yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's very convoluted. I don't really understand now how helicopters work. Oh well, until next week, they say. Which was last week, so this is this week, and tomorrow is this week, so tomorrow's dev blog is this week's dev blog, and this dev blog is last week's dev blog. If they're allowed to write confusing stuff, I'm allowed to say confusing stuff. Thanks for joining me, anyone who's joined me. As I say, it is last week's dev blog. We will have a fresh one tomorrow. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all soon.